Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. But hey, it's good to have you here. We are back again for another strong, very strong week of Monopoly. We are now officially 1/5 of our way into Season 3 here as we get ready for our 5th episode tonight. This is November 11th of 2024. We've got some good players tonight, and we're going to go out here. We're going to have a great show. For $100. All right, let's do this thing. So, Travis, you ready?
For $500.
All right.
Oh,
Then well, you sovereign announcer. Let's do this here in 3, 2, 1.
Yes, Monopoly, the world's most popular board game, is now Monopoly the TV game. Here come the players. The red players, Brandon Scruggs, the gold player, AJ Richards, and the green player, Peach Essence. Here comes Mr. Monopoly, Jason Myers, and here comes our host, Turn Ferguson.
Woo! Yes. Welcome back to another fantastic week here of Monopoly. Coming to you live from Grandma Studios inside of the MVG production house. That's right. Like I said, it is week 5 here of our season 3. We could not be more excited to be here with you. Again, if you've not already done so, I see we've already got 12 strong going in the live chat. Guys, go out there, put this up in any Discord server that you're in. Let's see if we can pull more people in here. I'd love to see 20 people in that live chat, 20 or more in here before this night is out. So, we're going to do something a little different tonight. And instead of me getting it started here, Travis, go ahead and introduce us to our contestants this evening.
Tonight, our red player is our returning champion, returning with $15,225. We have a casino worker from Sylva, North Carolina. Please welcome Brandon Scruggs. Our gold player is from Jupiter, Florida. Please welcome AJ Richards. And our green player, a casino worker, Peach Essence.
Well, thank you very much there, Travis. All right, well, let's start off, of course, with our champion, Mr. Brandon Scruggs. Over $15,000 to your name there, Brandon. You got a championship under your belt pretty early in this season. Looking for the first time to ever go on a 2-game winning streak. Tell me, do you think you've got what it takes tonight to do so?
I do, but again, depends on what the trivia comes up as, and provided the hostile takeovers don't ruin me tonight.
Well, that's always what we hope is, that or, kind of like the chance and community chest try to ruin me.
I'd rather stay away from that assess for street repairs card. I have been ruined by that game. That's what gave it to me last week.
I think a lot of people at this point have been ruined by that. So, if you would, something I'm going to do a little different now, because people talk about getting ruined by cards. We're going to start off here. I'm shuffling up our chance cards, and I'm doing it in a very special way, so you tell me when to stop doing it.
Stop now.
All right, so we've got those in order. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing with our community chest ones. Again, tell me when to stop.
Okay, stop.
All right. So that is done. And another little new feature we're going to try out here. So instead of me getting any deeper with some of our silly questions, Brandon, take this opportunity to go ahead, if you'd like, and promote anything that you would like to.
I will say again to all those that are out here on the live stream, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you being here each and every week. Remember, we have live streams going 3 days in a row now. We've got Card Sharks on Sundays. We've got, of course, Monopoly currently here on Mondays. And Tuesday nights, of course, the B&E Cup here as well, bringing you through your favorite classic game shows from the Barry and Enright series, Tic-Tac-Toe, Joker's Wild, and Bullseye. So that'll be on tomorrow night. So, again, appreciate you being here. Make sure you like and subscribe as always. And thank you so much for tuning in.
All right. Well, good luck to you there tonight, Brandon, as we move on to meet your opponents over here in the gold podium from Jupiter, Florida, AJ Richards.
Hello, Turd.
Hello, AJ. First time that we're seeing you here on the Monopoly stage this season. So where the hell you been?
I just been busy with work, studying up on trivia.
Okay, well, you mentioned work there, and I know that our announcer kind of jumped over it, so I think he either forgot or he wasn't really sure. So tell everybody out there, what is it you're doing for work nowadays?
I am an independent contractor. I'm basically an office worker who just does basic office duties.
Okay. Well, and as I said before, why don't you take this opportunity here? You can do one of two things. If you've got anything out there that you're doing you'd like to promote, do so. Or if you don't have anything you want to promote, you can always tell us why you're going to be the one to take Brandon down tonight.
Well, I might be able to take Brandon down because geez, that is a good question.
I tell you what, I'm gonna do you a favor. I wouldn't do this for just anybody, because I don't just do things for just anybody. So since you need to figure out what it is you want to say, here's some extra time to think about it. All right, so you've had that extra time to think about it there. So have you come up with anything?
Nope, not really.
All right, well, fantastic. Well, good luck to you here tonight, AJ. As we move on and we meet our green player, we have seen him here before this season. So far on his run this year, he was on episode 1 and won the first championship of the season, lost out in episode 2. He's got $18,470 to his name, and he's currently sitting in second place on our leaderboard. It's Peach Essence.
Hey, Richard, how's it going?
Hey,
Glad to be back.
Hey, it's good to have you back here. So, casino worker. So, tell everybody out there exactly what it is you do in Casino World.
Well, I know Brandon's a dealer, but I don't deal with the cards. I actually deal with the money. Can't really get too specific on that because it's kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? Taboo.
Ooh.
Well, it is all I'm gonna say is something I can't get too really specific on. But I work with the cage people over in the finance department instead of with the cards.
Classified information.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So, if we could ask this of you, do you have anything to do with getting chips to players?
I do.
Okay.
Not directly to the players, but we do have stacks of chips. I'll send some to the actual pits for them to use for the guests at the tables.
Okay. Well, hey, that's some interesting information there. So, continued luck with that and keeping it all a secret and, not having to kill any of us because you told us too much. So, yeah, just like I did with everybody else. If you've got anything that you would like to promote, whether it's here or maybe at a different channel, or if you don't have anything to promote, you can always take this time to tell Brandon why you're going to take him down.
Well, I would like to give a shout out to Doug Trovinger over in the YouTube chat. Obviously, the president of my fan club, rooting me on here. Thank you always for your support, Doug. And as far as how I'm going to do in this game, I really don't want to speculate because it can really go any way depending on how I do in the questions. It's been a little while since I've been here. I kind of took a break from the server, just a small break because I was too caught up in one of my video games. So we'll just see how well I can hold up on the trivia part.
All right. Well, we definitely wish you the best of luck as well tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, those are our contestants.
Appreciate it.
All right. So it is that time of the evening here where we start off with a good buzzer check. So, Brandon, if you would. AJ. And Peach. Fantastic. We are good to go. So this, of course, is our first round, our acquisition phase of our game. We're going to make one trip around the board, stopping at each individual property. You'll see at the bottom of that property on the board, there is a dollar amount. That, of course, in the regular board game would be how much you would have to pay to acquire that property. Here, if you're lucky enough to answer a trivia question correctly, you'll be able to acquire that property and get that dollar amount added into your bank. We're not going to make any jokes about the trivia this week because I think the trivia stands on its own two legs. We've got some really smart trivia players here, so we're going to rock and roll with that. But yes, if you get the question wrong, however, you will lose the dollar amount. And it then, again, is a toss-up for the other players that are still in. If no one gets it correct, then we will cut the property value in half, and it will stay at that dollar amount until someone is able to acquire that property. Once we've made it through all the properties in the color group, if someone owns them all, they're going to have those properties turn their color, and they will get a special bonus. If multiple people own it, we'll go into a showdown round. So with that being said, let's get ourselves started here with our Brown property group and Mediterranean Avenue. This is a $60 player. Best of luck, players. Here we go with tonight's first question. Before Apollo, what NASA program launched 12 two-man spacecraft into orbit? That would be Gemini.
Yeah.
All right, so we now cut that property value down in half. It's now a $30 property until we get a correct answer. What D as in David is a Scott Adams comic strip that follows the life of an office computer programmer? Peach.
Dilbert.
Dilbert is correct. $30 to you. You've taken Mediterranean Avenue. Next up, we have Baltic Avenue. It's another $60 property. Here's that question. Before switching to the convertible Mustang, Barbie drove which Chevrolet sports car? Peach?
Camaro.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you 60. Brandon or AJ? It was the Corvette.
Higher end.
Corvette. All right. $30, players, for the next question. What Chicago Bulls shooting guard was named the NBA's most valuable player? And that's Peach.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan is correct. $30 goes to you there, taking you back to 0. You also have both Brown properties, which we're going to turn those your color and give you $120 of combined value, taking you up to $120. We now move over to our light blue properties. We start with Oriental Avenue. $100. All players involved. First question for this property group. What actor is married to Sarah Jessica Parker? That would be Matthew Broderick. Matthew Broderick.
Oh.
Yes. All right. Let's cut that property in half now. $50. What form of therapeutic massage gets its name from the Japanese meaning finger pressure? AJ.
Acupuncture.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you 50.
Wow.
Brandon or Peach? Yeah, we're struggling tonight. Shiatsu. Shiatsu. Yeah. I appreciate it. All right. Another $50 question. What abundant earth liquid is known as H2O? Brandon?
Water.
Thank God. $50 over to Brandon. He has Oriental Avenue. Next up, Vermont Avenue. $100. Here's the question. In the 1986 TV special, David Copperfield magically passed through the stone, and that's Peach?
Jumped the gun on that one. I don't know.
That's going to cost you 100. We'll continue. The stones of what Chinese landmark? AJ?
Great Wall of China.
Great Wall of China is correct. You're up to $50. One for Brandon, one for AJ. Now we go to Connecticut Avenue. $120. Here's your question. Which frequent Mickey Rooney co-star was Liza Minnelli's mother? That would be Judy Garland.
Wow.
Yeah, this keeps up. I'm going to have to wrap some garland around my Yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right.
Whatever you need to do.
Yeah, $60. This question. In medicine, what listening device derives its name from the Greek for and that's Brandon.
Stethoscope.
Stethoscope is correct. $60 to you takes you to 110. All right, we are ready for a showdown now as Brandon owns 2 properties. AJ owns 1. Pete, you'll sit out here. So, Brandon, I need 1 correct answer to take the Monopoly. AJ, I'm going to need 2. No money at risk here other than trying to get the combined value. In which month does the U.S. holiday Columbus Day occur? And that's Brandon?
October.
October is correct, and you have taken the light blue properties. $320 of combined value, taking you up to $430. We now make our turn on to 2nd Street. We're in our magenta properties and St. Charles Place. $140 players. Everyone is back involved. Here's your question. In music, what L as in Larry is the name B.B. King gave to his trademark Gibson? And that's Brandon.
Lucille.
Lucille is correct. There we go. $140. You're up to $570. You have 1 magenta. Next up, States Avenue. $140 for this one. Sony features a series of video games starring a bandicoot named what? Brandon?
Crash.
Crash is correct. Another $140 to you. You're at 710. You own 2 magentas. Next up, Virginia Avenue. $160, players. April, June, September, and what other month have... And that's Brandon. Time on that one. That's going to cost you $160. All right, Peach?
November.
November is correct. I thought you were going to say it. Yep, November. Peach gets it. 180 is where you're at. So now we are ready for a showdown here between Brandon and Peach. Peach, I'm going to need 2 correct answers. Brandon, I only need 1 for you to get your 2nd Monopoly in a row. To celebrate the first reading of the Declaration of Independence, what was rung on July 8th of 7... Brandon?
Is that the Liberty Bell?
Liberty Bell is correct, and you have taken the magenta properties. $440 of combined value, taking you up to $990. We now go to our orange properties in St. James Place. $180. All players are involved again. Here's your question. In language, the term smog is a combination of... AJ?
Smoke and fog.
Smoke and fog is correct. $180 to you. You're to $230. You have 1 orange. Next up is Tennessee Avenue. Another $180 question. In music, Anarchy in the UK was the first... Peach?
The Sex Pistols.
Sex Pistols is correct. 180 to you. You're up to 360. 1 for AJ, 1 for Peach. New York Avenue is next. $200 with this question. Invented by a German chemist, laboratory burner mixes gas with air. Brandon?
Bunsen.
Bunsen is correct. $200 to you. $11.90. So, for the first time this evening, we have a 3-way tie. So, whoever gives me the first 2 correct answers, they do not have to be consecutive, will win this Monopoly. Who was the second woman appointed to the United States Supreme Court? AJ?
Sandra Day O'Connor.
No. Peach?
Sonia Sotomayor.
No.
Don't even have an intelligent guess here.
Be Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yep, passed away just a couple of years ago. All right, let's try another one. In math, which of these is a prime number? 31 or 51? Peach?
31.
31 is correct. You've got 1. In the U.S. military, the Apache and the Chinook are... Brandon?
They're both types of helicopters?
They are helicopters. 1 for Brandon, 1 for Peach. AJ, you're still in it. What hormone secreted by the pancreas lowers blood glucose? And that's AJ. No. And Brandon?
Insulin?
Insulin is correct. And Brandon, you have taken another Monopoly, the orange property group. With that comes $560 of combined value, taking you up to $1,750. We now turn on to 3rd Street and into our red property group. We start with Kentucky Avenue. $220. Everyone's involved. Here's that first question for the Reds. In geography, what country is officially known as the Hellenic Republic? Peach?
Finland.
No, I'm sorry. Cost you $220. Brandon or AJ? Brandon?
Ireland?
No, sorry. It's going to cost you $220 as well. AJ, you want a shot?
No.
It would be Greece. Greece. All right. Cut that now down in half. $110, players. In astrology, February 29th falls under what sign of the zodiac? And that's AJ.
Gemini?
No, that cost you $110. Brandon or Peach? That would be Pisces. Pisces.
I'd have been wrong.
Okay. Latin for to entrust. What legal term means to seclude a jury from outside contact? Brandon.
Sequester?
Sequester is correct. $110 to you. Takes you to $16.40. You have one red. Next up, Indiana Avenue. $220, players. In music, what is the real name of the New Orleans trumpeter known as Satchmo? Peach?
Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong is correct. $220 to you. Takes you to $360. One for Brandon, one for Peach. Next up is Illinois Avenue. $240. On November 19th, 1863, what speech dedicating... And that's Peach.
The Gettysburg Address.
Gettysburg Address is correct. $240 to you. You're up to $600. So, for this showdown, Peach has 2 correct answers. Brandon has 1. AJ, you will sit out. Brandon, you're going to need 2 to take this Monopoly. Peach, you only need 1. In nature, what insect gets its name from the Spanish term for little fly? Brandon.
Mosquito?
Mosquito's correct. All right, so next correct answer takes the Reds. In television, Bob Keeshan starred in what classic children's series that featured Mr. Green Jeans? Peach.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
No, I'm sorry. Mr. Green Jeans was Captain Kangaroo.
Never watched it.
Yeah. All right, next one. Which type of earring does corporate mascot Mr. Clean wear? Brandon.
Nose ring?
No.
I don't know nothing about types of earrings.
It was a hoop. A hoop earring. All right, we try for another one. What radio host and author of Private Parts proclaimed himself... And that's Brandon?
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern and Brandon, you have taken another Monopoly. 4 in a row for you. $680 of combined value takes you up to $2,320. We now move on to our yellows, and we start with Atlantic Avenue. $260 players with everyone involved. In American history, what Emma's and Michael was a band of colonial militiamen, and that's AJ.
Minutemen?
Minutemen is correct. $260 you. You're at $380. You have 1 yellow. Next up is Ventnor Avenue for $260. What TV evangelist defrauded followers? Peach?
Jimmy Swaggart.
No, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $260. All right. Of his PTL ministry for $158 million. That would be Jim Baker and his extremely heavy makeup-wearing wife, Tammy Faye. All right, we cut that property now down in half, $130 now. Here comes the next question. James Caan and Billy D. Williams starred in what 1971 TV movie about a dying football player? That would be Brian's Song. It was about the Chicago Bears player Brian Piccolo.
Okay.
All right, next one. In theater, Cordelia Goneril and Regan are daughters of which Shakespearean Peach?
King Lear.
King Lear is correct. $130 to use, $470. One for AJ, one for Peach. We now go to Marvin Gardens. $280, players. The natural oil lanolin comes from the fleece of what species of, and that's Peach.
Sheep.
Sheep is correct. 280 goes to you. You're up to 750. And we now know Brandon will not be getting his 5th Monopoly in a row, as Peach, I get one correct answer from you and yellow is yours, or AJ, you give me 2 and it will be your first one. Here we go. In human biology, which blood type is the most common type? Peach?
O positive.
All we needed was type O. So, Peach, you have taken the yellow property group. With that comes $800 of combined value, taking you up to $1,550. We now turn on to 4th Street, and we start with our very specific avenue. It's Pacific Avenue. $300, players. Here's the first question in the green Monopoly. Members of which NFL team created the dance called the Super Bowl Shuffle? Brandon?
That's the 85 Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears is correct. $300 to you. You're at 2620. You have 1 green. Next up is the home of Brandon Scruggs, North Carolina Avenue. $300. Here's the question. What is the name of the Elvis Presley home in Memphis? Brandon?
Graceland.
Graceland is correct. $300 more. You're at 2920. You have 2 greens. Next, the home of the president, Pennsylvania Avenue. $320. What physicist's second law of motion states that force equals... and that's Peach.
Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton is correct. $320 to you. Takes you to 1870. All right, we steamrolled through that one. AJ, you'll be sitting out. Peach, I need 2 correct answers. Brandon, only need 1. What actor played Jim Rockford in the television series The Rockford Files? That'd be James Garner.
Yeah.
In automobiles, what D as in Dave is the graduated rod for measuring the amount of oil in a crankcase. And that's Brandon?
That'd be the dipstick.
That would be the dipstick. And Brandon, you have taken the green property group. With that comes $920 of combined value, taking you up to $3,840. We now make it to our final color group of our acquisition round, and we start with Park Place. $350 here in this dark blue group. Here's the first question with all involved. Which New Jersey city is the birthplace of... AJ? Sorry. Peach?
Menlo Park.
No. I'll finish the question for you, Brandon, if you allow. Which New Jersey city is the birthplace of Frank Sinatra? Go ahead.
Is it Newark?
No, sorry, it's going to cost you $350. I'm going to bring in our expert here, Gianni Pizzi. Gianni, do you know? Never mind.
I believe so. Is it? No, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
It's Hoboken?
It is Hoboken.
Ah.
If you go there and find prostitutes, it's probably Hoboken.
Oh.
Okay.
TMI?
Well, all right. Here we go. $175 now. Which member of Buffalo Bill's Wild West show was a Sioux Indian leader during Custer's last stand? That would be Sitting Bull.
Oh.
Next question. In 1871, reporter Henry Stanley was sent to Africa to search for what Scottish explorer? That'd be Brandon.
Dr. Livingston?
Dr. Livingston. Correct. $175 to you. You're up to $36.65. We've now come on to our final property. It is Boardwalk. $400, players. This is a big one for everybody. Here's what may be the last question. What British entrepreneur sold his Virgin Music Group to Thorn EMI for nearly $1 billion? That would be Richard Branson.
Yep.
Richard Branson. All right, we cut the property value in half. $200. That could still be the final question. Which Roger Kahn baseball book shares its title with a Grammy-winning Don Henley song? Peach.
Summer.
I need more information.
Oh. Can't give it to you, sorry.
All right, sorry, that's going to cost you $200. Grant. AJ.
The Boys of Summer?
The Boys of Summer is correct. $200 to you, AJ. Takes you to $230. So now we have our final showdown between Brandon and AJ. Whoever gives me the correct answer takes the Monopoly. AJ, this would be huge for you. Here comes that final question. Named for a New York City hotel, which American Kennel Club held its first annual dog show in 1877? Wow, really? Westminster.
Ah, that's the name.
Yeah, believe that should be coming up any time now because it always seems like it's around the holidays.
Yeah.
All right, next up. This will be the last. I guarantee this is the last question. Chuck Barris hosted what bizarre game and talent? And that's AJ?
Joker's Wild?
No, I'm sorry. And talent show that debuted in 1976, Brandon? Go ahead.
The Gong Show.
The Gong Show is correct, and you have taken the Dark Blue Property Group. $750 comes your direction, taking you up to $4,415. And we have come to the end of the acquisition round. Let's take a look at where we stand. Currently in third place is our gold player, A.J. Richards. He has no monopolies and $230. In second place is our green player, Peach Essence, $1,320 and 2 monopolies. And with a huge 6 monopoly lead and $4,415 is our current champion, our red player, Brandon Scruggs. This is where we take our first commercial break. And as we do so, our players during that break are going to be spending some of that money to make upgrades to their property of houses and hotels. And when we come back, we are going to play our 15-minute Big May round to find out who's going to go on to our bonus game to play for up to $90,000 tonight right here on Monopoly. back here with Monopoly. Oh man, I swear I just get excited every week that this show's back on the air again. It's third season, man. We're having so much fun. We have had a really good game going so far. Let's take a look at how things stand at the moment. As you notice, we have got a board once again full of hotels out there. And here is where we stand with our dollar amounts. Right now in third place is our champion, Brandon Scruggs. He's down to $165 after putting all of the hotels from this board game, Mega Monopoly, and Monopoly Here and Now on the board. Our second place player, AJ Richards, still at $230. And in first place now is our green player, Peach Essence, at $270. Well, this is one of my favorite times of the evening, as I bring in a very close personal friend of mine and one of the leaders of Grandma Studios, besides myself and Travis Coulter. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Mr. Monopoly himself, Jason Quantavious Myers.
Yay!
Well, Jason, once again back here for another week of Monopoly. Boy, we got a good game going here. For the most part, if you look at the dollar amounts and you look at the spaces there, it really looks like Brandon is on quite the roll tonight and dominating.
It looks like that for the time being, but this game is just unpredictable as all hell. Peach could easily come back and win. AJ could surprise the hell out of everybody. So I'm not hitching my bets on any of these three players just yet.
I can tell you who's not going to win, and that's going to be Jose Cosrez, but we knew that coming into it. So,
yeah, that was information we already knew before the game even started.
Right. Well, so I know you say you're not hitching your bets to anything, but what is it going to take for a player like AJ to be able to come back and win this game tonight, seeing as how he has nothing on the board right now?
2 words: hostile takeover. As rare as they've been this season.
That's very true. They have been very, very rare for us to see this season. I think in the last 3 episodes we've seen 2.
One.
Okay.
One in the last 3.
Yeah, it has been crazy because we've had episodes where we've had 4, 5, 6 of them. So to see 1 in 3 episodes, that's 45 minutes of big money round. That's pretty odd. So I would say this week, hopefully you brought your hostile takeover dice with you, because I know that AJ is over there hoping and praying that he gets to see some of them.
Yeah, I had them checked before the show began. They should be good to go, so we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, we'll let you go ahead and go over there and get in your spot. And here we go. We are ready for our 15-minute big money round, of course. Jason Q. Myers, and that Q, it stands for patience. But he is going to be our official timekeeper. Of course, this is the time we also bring out here on the stage, and this is something that's been a little new here recently. He is one of the new members of Grandma Studios, Mr. Neil Sternitsky. Neil, you are out there, correct?
Good answer, Neil.
Oh, Neil!
It was like that when I got here.
No, well, maybe Neil's microphone is messing up like mine was during the commercial break, so hopefully he'll jump in here. He is, of course, our official judge for the game, so he will be there to help us out as well, assuming his mic decides to start working. I'm sure if it does, he'll just pop up and just say something random at any time. He may also be writing one of his new For Dummies books. Or, well, I guess to make sure we're not breaking copyright, it'd be for dumbasses. So, yeah, I'm sure he's writing the next one of those great trilogy series books. But, yeah, so that's what we've got. So, of course, as I said, 15-minute big money round. In this round, we're going to be making our way around this board as many times as we potentially can. If we stop at any property that is owned by a player, then we are going to give them a trivia question, which if they get it correct, they will get the dollar amount of rent based on the, of course, hotel that's sitting on there, since it's all hotels. If they get it wrong, they don't lose any money, but it does become a toss-up for the other two players. If one of them gets it right, they're going to get to steal that money, but if they get it wrong, they are going to lose the money. So it is definitely a risk at that point. Of course, we've got our other property groups out here, such as our utilities, electric company, and waterworks, which with a roll of the dice, that money can get multiplied in a hurry. We've also got our community chest and chance, which are there to wreak havoc on both my soul and the players' bank accounts. Income tax and luxury tax will take money away and go into free parking, which is in our upper left-hand corner, which currently stands at a $500 jackpot. So the right roll there, and it's a toss-up question for that. And then finally, we have got those railroads, which, that's right, they bring along that hostile takeover and a chance for this game to flip in an instant. So with that being said, let's play our 15-minute big money round. And whenever Mr. Monopoly gives us our first roll, the time will start, and we will get this round underway.
Look at that, it's 10.
And that's going to take us to just visiting. Let's have another roll.
Just don't wake Bubba along the way. It's a 7.
Well, looky there. We have landed on community chest, and our first community chest card tonight says, Yellow player, you must make building improvements of $50 per house and $250 per hotel. Wow. Lucky for you, you have none, which means you just missed out on the death card. Congratulations to you. Next roll.
An 11.
Oh, and that takes us to waterworks.
That's one of our 2 utility properties, players. This question is worth 100 times what I just rolled, so $1,100 at stake. It's open season.
All right, players. According to the United States Flag Code, what is the preferable method for disposing of worn-out American flags? AJ.
Burn them.
Burning them is actually correct. $1,100 to you takes you to $1,330 in first place. Next roll.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, looky there. Community chest again.
Oh, God.
I love it. I love it.
All right, this one says interest rate hike. Green player, you are going to pay 10% of your score, which is going to go to the free parking jackpot. So that's a whole whopping $27 that we will take from you. And we're going to
Weird Al Yankovic.
add that to the free parking jackpot, which now has it standing at a whole $527. Next roll.
1 and 4, 4, 5.
And we've landed on luxury tax.
Well, speaking of things that get added to free parking, players, pay up $75, please. Thank you.
That takes our free parking jackpot now up to $752.
Two and 5 for a 7.
Yikes.
We've passed go. And that's the Reading Railroad.
And it's hostile takeover time, players. All aboard if you want to try to take over somebody's property. One correct answer will get you that chance.
All right, players, hands on buzzers. Hennessy and Remy Martin are both types of, and that's AJ.
Whiskey.
I'm going to ask you to be more specific.
Hennessy is Scotch, whiskey.
No, I'm sorry, I cannot give that to you. I'll finish the question. Are both types of what French brandy? Peach.
Whoever said cognac.
Yeah, throw that one out. Somebody said it.
Okay, so whoever said that, if you could please not say that stuff out loud, it would be appreciated. So, out of fairness to the players, AJ, you're going to get lucky here. I'm going to bring you back into this, and we're going to have another hostile takeover question.
Oh.
Players, Yankee Stadium is located in which AJ?
Bronx.
Bronx is correct. AJ, which property group would you like to attack?
Let's do Boardwalk.
All right, so we're going to fly this bad boy around the board. There we go. All right, so we're going to start with Park Place. You need to give me 2 correct answers. You do, and that property group will become yours along with its combined value. Get it wrong, however, and you're going to pay $1,500 here on Park Place over to Brandon. So here is your first question. What is the largest denomination of United States currency currently issued for circulation by the Department of Treasury?
Would it be that easy? Stupid guess. $100 bill?
$100 bill is correct. So now we move over to Boardwalk. Correct answer here, and the monopoly is yours. If not, now you're going to be paying $2,000 to Brandon. What portable audio system sold in the United States by Sony was originally marketed as the Soundabout?
Walkman?
Walkman is correct, and you have just stolen the dark blue Monopoly. We're going to turn that your color. $750 of combined values come in your direction, taking you to $2,205. All right, next roll, please. This hostile takeover is successful.
6 and 4 for a 10.
We've just passed go again, and we've landed on Connecticut Avenue.
All right, Brandon, here's a chance for you to try to recover from that property loss. It's $600 on the line.
Brandon, in geography, what is the only U.S. state with a one-syllable name?
Maine.
Maine is correct. 600 you. You're up to 1,090. Next roll.
2 and 6 for 8. 9 minutes to go.
We've landed on community chest again. All right, let's see. This time, first prize in a beauty pageant. Red player, you get to collect $250.
Woohoo! That's pretty.
That takes you to 1,340, and it also takes us to another roll.
2 and 5 for 7.
And that's Illinois Avenue.
All right, Brandon, let's keep that train rolling. $1,100 for this question.
Brandon, in history, Leslie Lynch King Jr. was the birth name of what U.S. president?
Was that Nixon?
No, it wasn't. Toss up. Peach.
Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford is correct. 1,100 to you takes you to 1,668. Next roll.
It's doubles, and it's an 8.
All right, North Carolina Avenue.
All right, Brandon, it's your home. Defend it wisely with $1,275.
Brandon, in language, what French term for a dead-end street literally means bottom of the bag?
Cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac is correct. 1,275 to you. You're at 2,615, back in first. Next roll.
2 and 1 for 3.
That's the short line.
Here we go again, players. Another hostile takeover attempt is at stake. One right answer will get you there.
All right, players. What Chinese-born American architect designed the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? That would be I.M. Pei. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
I am broke now.
All right. All right, next roll.
That's actually how he asked for the money for the building. I am paid. 6 and 1 for 7.
We have passed go, and we've also hit community chest again. All right, this one says weekend convention passes. The green player, you're going to receive $200 from each of your opponents. So we take 200 from Brandon, 200 from AJ, and we give you 400, taking you to 2268. Next roll.
Scores have gotten a lot closer now. 6 and 5 for an 11.
Lots of big numbers tonight. States Avenue.
All right, Brandon, here's a chance to recoup that money you just lost. $750 on the line.
Brandon, prior to 1954, what was Veterans Day called in the U.S.?
Is it Remembrance Day?
No, I'm sorry. Toss up. Peach or AJ? AJ.
Armistice Day.
Armistice Day is correct. 750 to you. You're at 31.55. Next roll.
Got 3 and 1 for 4.
Looky there. Community chest again.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
A distinct lack of chance.
So we have a building code violation. The first place player is going to pay $250 to each player. Currently in first place is AJ Richards. So AJ, we're going to take $500 away from you. Give $250 to Brandon, $250 to Peach, and now Brandon's back in first place, and we have another roll.
5 and 2 for 7.
That takes us to Illinois Avenue.
All right, Brandon, you got the lead back. Let's see if you can extend it. $1,100 on the line.
Brandon, in the Batman comic books, the alter ego of which villain is named Edward Nygma?
Oh, what's his name? Damn it! What is his name?
Sorry, time. AJ.
The Riddler.
Riddler is correct. 1,100 to you. You're up to 37.55. Next roll.
Less than 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. We got 4 and 5 for a 9.
My goodness.
That takes us to Community Chest.
Wow.
All right, players. We have a bank error. The yellow player is going to collect $250. That's 4,005, and we have another roll.
Thank you.
3 and 5 for an 8.
And that will take us past go to Mediterranean Avenue.
Peach, if you're still awake over there, it's your turn to answer a question. There's 250 on the line.
Peach, what North American marsupial has 50 teeth more than any other land mammal?
Chipmunk.
No, toss up. AJ.
Possum.
Possum is correct. $250 to you. You're up to $44.55. Next roll.
6 and 1 for a 7.
And that's Vermont Avenue.
All right, Brandon, now you got to play catch up to AJ. 550 on the line for this question.
From 1932 to 1998, what word appeared above Washington's head on U.S. quarters?
Liberty.
Liberty is correct. 550 a year. 36.15. Next roll.
3 and 4 for 7.
Yes.
And that's Pennsylvania Railroad.
Third chance for a hostile takeover, players. You know what the deal is. One right answer, you'll get that chance.
In history, what name was given to the B-29 aircraft that dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima? AJ.
Big Boy.
No, sorry. Brandon or Peach? That would be the Enola Gay.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Next roll.
Coming up on a 2-minute warning. We got 2 and 5 for a 7.
Yes. Chance.
That's Chance.
Chance.
And Chance, our first Chance card tonight, tells us to advance to Mediterranean Avenue. So we did pass go. $200 to the players. And it's Mediterranean Avenue.
Peach, 250 on the line. Try to get you closer to the second place.
Peach, in music, what rock band recorded an album with the San Francisco Symphony titled S&M?
Metallica.
Metallica's correct. $250 to you. You're up to $31.68. Next roll.
6 and 5 for an 11.
Oh, the Electric Company.
Well, there's the other utility property. This question is once again worth $1,100 and it's open season.
In the Clement C. Moore poem, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," which of Santa's reindeer is the last one mentioned? And that's Peach.
Rudolph.
No. Brandon.
Blitzen.
Blitzen is correct. 1,100 to you. 49-15, you're in first place. Next roll.
Less than a minute to go. 5 and 2 for a 7.
It's New York Avenue.
All right, Brandon. A chance to extend your lead. $1,000 on the line.
Which second son of Eric the Red is thought to have reached North America almost 500 years before Christopher Columbus?
Vlad the Impaler.
No, toss up. AJ.
Leif Erikson.
Leif Erikson's correct. 1,000 to you. 56-55. Next roll.
1 and 2 for a 3.
Chance. And this one tells us to go to Oriental Avenue. So we will be pass and go, but it's easier for me to just back up here. $200 for pass and go. And Oriental Avenue.
And Brandon, this property is yours. There's $550 on the line for a right answer.
What sports drink did Professor Robert Cade originally develop for the University of Florida football team?
Gatorade.
Gatorade's correct. 550 to you. 56-65. And that sound means we have come to the end of our big money round. Let's take a look at where we were at. Boy, that was a wild one. Right now in third place is our green player, Peach Essence, with $3,368. In second place is our current champion, Brandon Scruggs, with $5,665. And in first place is our gold player, AJ Richards, at $5,855. This is where we are going to go and take our final commercial break of the evening. We're going to sell back all of the upgrades that belong to each individual player. And when we come back, we're going to find out who's going to go on to play our bonus game of going once around the block for up to $90,000 right here on Monopoly. Back here with you with Monopoly. Boy, we had one hell of a big money round that time. It's sad to see it end, but all good games have to come to an end eventually. And now we find out who's going to be our champion tonight. So as always, we start in reverse order. And we go with our player that was in third place at the end of that round, Peach Essence. He had $3,368. Yes, it's a weird number, but hey, it is what it is. We sold back all of his upgrades that he had made to his remaining properties, giving him $1,250 added to his total, meaning tonight he finishes with $4,618. Next up, we have our second place player, our current champion, Brandon Scruggs. He had $5,665. When we sold back all of his remaining upgrades, he still had $3,750. We add that to his total, and he finishes with $9,415. Now, before we go to our last player, something I had been amiss to mention. Some of you may have noticed in the scores going into the big money round that it seemed like we might not have taken enough money away from Peach. So what had happened was this. Talking backstage, it had come to our attention that while all we heard that come through Peach's mic on the question about the Don Henley song and the baseball book, all we heard was Summer. He said that he did say Boys of Summer, and it just cut out. We do know Peach to be a very fair and upfront player here. So what we did to be as fair as possible, since all we did hear and all anyone heard was Summer, we returned his money to him, which was $200, but we did not go back and replay any of that. So he did have the $200 returned to him, which was why we only took $1,050 from him whenever he had bought his properties originally, or excuse me, when he bought his upgrades. So now with that being said, let's get back to it here. Next, we go to our player that was in first place, our gold player, AJ Richards. We sold back all of his upgrades, and we add on an additional $500 to what he had at $5,855, and meaning tonight he finishes with $6,355, but that still means, Brandon Scruggs, you're still the champion here on Monopoly. Congratulations. All right, Brandon, we will come back and talk to you again here in just a moment, but first let's go over and talk to our other players. We'll start with our third place player here, Mr. Peach Essence. Peach, $4,618 tonight. You have always been a force of nature when it comes to playing the game here with us, but tonight just really didn't seem like you're not, although it did start strong.
Yeah, that's true, and that's kind of why I said I didn't want to speculate, because I knew I was going up against two really, really good trivia players in their own right. Props to them for beating me on the buzzer all those times that I knew the answers. But yeah, they played a great game, and they just had like better timing, better answers than I did today. And to that I say, well, what can you do? Props to them.
Yeah, you know, that's at the end of the day, it's so very true. Like I said, you started really strong there, but then Brandon went on an absolute tear that nobody could slow him down. It looked like you might be able to do it as we got to the end of 3rd Street, but unfortunately he kept going, and then AJ come up out of nowhere in the big money round. You just weren't really able to grab that traction. But again, you are a fantastic player. So you get to keep that $4,618, and when we add that on to your season total so far after 3 games, you now currently stand at $23,088. Congratulations to you. You do slide down now with Brandon able to take the lead over you after that game. You have slid down into 3rd place overall. But the good news is you stay in that top 3. You get to be a part of choosing your opponents when we get to the championship game, into the tournament at the end of the season. So hopefully, I'm thinking we'll see you here again before it's all said and done.
I'm sure I will be back. Absolutely. But for now, I hope Brandon goes around the block and gets that 90 grand.
Well, hey, we will definitely find out how that goes. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one last time there for Mr. Peach Essence.
Love to see it.
Yeah, we will definitely see him again before it's all said and done. Next, we make our way over to our second place player, Mr. AJ Richards, his first time up this season. AJ, $6,355 coming to you. Man, you gave Brandon a run for his money there in that big money round, especially with you coming in with no properties to your name.
Hey, I just had a bad first round. Hopefully, I could have turned it around the second round, which I could have done if I got a few more questions right.
Yeah, and you know that's the thing. At the end of the day, the first round when you're doing the acquisition phase to where people get to buzz in against you, that can a lot of times make someone look like they're really struggling as a player, just because it's trying to beat people to the buzzer. Whereas when the buzzer's not as much of a factor, you know, and you just have to get in a couple of times here and there, it definitely makes a big difference, and it did for you. You know, coming up a little short tonight, but how do you feel overall after your first performance for the season?
I feel great. I held my own against two incredibly trivia buffs.
You know, and that's the thing. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You most certainly did.
I congratulate Brandon Scruggs on his victory. Hope he wins the $90,000.
Well, I am absolutely sure that he appreciates that, and he'll definitely be going for the gusto. But yes, you definitely, again, just like we say to everybody else, nothing to be ashamed of there. You had a great run tonight. I think you definitely learned a lot about the game, and probably got some tidbits going into your next opportunity here, and hopefully we'll see you back again.
I'll more than likely be here.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to give it up there for Mr. AJ Richards. All right. And with that, of course, now we go over to the man of the hour himself, Mr. Brandon Scruggs. Brandon, $9,415. You've now got your season total for this moment up to $24,640. Got yourself into second place overall. So yeah, you've got to be feeling pretty good about yourself in the moment.
For the moment, I do, because I genuinely thought I was going to lose it due to the shenanigans between all the hostile takeovers and the community chest cards. I was just waiting for something to go cash, just terribly, terribly wrong. And thankfully, it did not happen, at least this time. That's not to say it couldn't in the future, but it was a very tough game. Two great opponents to play against, and that, again, where as some people give me credit for being a trivia master, I'm not. I just try to remember as much as I can from shows that I've hosted and trivia nights where I've been the MC. So it's not that I have a giant wealth of knowledge. It's just I remember hearing things, and I try to retain some of that knowledge where I can. But trivia master by no means, but luckier than most, I'd say so in this case.
Well, and I think an important part you bring up there is that, and I think it's something a lot of people need to learn and understand, is that even if you're not getting to participate in the game, that being able to sit back and listen to the questions, being able to pull out some little pertinent little details of the questions so that later maybe you don't remember everything in the question, but you're like, oh, wait a minute, I remember this little piece of it. It's definitely a way to gain additional knowledge and to help you out in future games. And I'm definitely, I know that's something that you do yourself. So,
yes, Waterman. Enough said.
Yeah, Waterman is definitely enough said. But with that, you've got 94.15, but I'm sure you would love to add, maybe an additional 90,000 to that. So
I'm going to try.
All right, then the only way we can do that is to go once around the block. All right, of course there, Brandon, you see your name is in the lights there in the middle of the board as you are going to get to go up against Officer Barbrady and our once around the block bonus game. So, of course, as was mentioned before, every week we add $5,000 to the jackpot if you're able to pass go, and we add an additional $10,000 to the jackpot if you can land exactly on go. Meaning make it pass go tonight, and you're going to win $45,000. Land exactly on go, and we're going to make that $90,000 tonight. So, here's how we're going to do it. You have got 5 rolls that you see there towards the bottom of the screen to get yourself all the way around the board, either to or beyond go. Now, we can't make it just that simple. We're going to have to add some additional go to jail spaces on the board on top of what we've already got in that upper right-hand corner. You're going to add 1 on 2nd Street, 1 on 3rd Street, and 2 on 4th Street. So, with your first choice, where will you put the one on 2nd Street between St. Charles Place and New York Avenue?
I'm going to try something different this time. For 2nd Street, I'd like to go to New York Avenue.
All right, now 1 on 3rd Street between Kentucky Avenue and Marvin Gardens.
For 3rd Street, I'd like to go to the B&O Railroad.
All right, now we need 2 on 4th Street between Pacific Avenue and Boardwalk.
And for 4th Street, let's try Pennsylvania Avenue and Lexington.
And you said luxury tax?
Yes.
All right, we've got them loaded up then. So definitely some new strategy there I'm seeing being thrown out. Hopefully that does you well. I do want to remind you, for every space that you make it around the board, that will be $100 to get added into the center jackpot. You can walk away with that any time, or if you run out of rolls but have not hit a go to jail space, you can walk away with that money as well. If you roll doubles at any time, we will give you an additional roll to help you along the way. So, with that being said, let's get this thing going. So, Mr. Monopoly, if you would, hit that button and fire up the rock and roller. Brandon, we're going to give you this controller here. You hit that red button on top of it whenever you're ready, and that rock and roller is going to come to a stop.
All right, here we go. Roll.
It's doubles, and it's an 8.
Ooh, okay.
All right, good beginning there. $800 in the center pot. You've got 4, we'll give that roll back since it was doubles. So you still got 5 rolls. Let's see, right now we got 9, 10, 11, I believe, if I'm counting that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
11 is your only bad roll. So continue on or walk away with 800.
I'll go on.
All right, he continues on. That rock and roller is fired back up. Hit that red button.
All right, let's roll.
1 and 5 for a 6.
Okay.
All right, we're up to $1,400 now in the center jackpot. So you can walk away with that, or you can continue on with those 4 rolls. Your bad rolls coming up here is a 5 and 11. So 7-11. Or excuse me, 5-11. I'm getting too excited about getting a Slurpee. All right.
Yeah, let's say get your Slurpee after the show.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
All right. He's going to continue on. Rock and roller's going. The red button is yours.
Come on, no 5, no 11, please. Roll it.
1 and 3 for a 4.
Oh.
I'll take it.
Razor thin. $1,800 now in that center jackpot. 3 rolls remaining. Of course, that 1 right there, you can't roll a 1, so we don't have to worry about that one. So, bad rolls here.
6 and 11.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 7 and 12.
Okay.
7 and 12 are your bad rolls.
Oh,
$1,800 could be yours to take with you.
I know. That is actually tempting based on my luck and being the most common roll is now in the target zone. But you know what? Let's play some craps. Let's roll.
All right, he's rolling. That rock and roller's fired up. Hit that red button and don't roll those numbers.
Please, no 7. Please, no 7. Please, no 7. Roll it.
5 and 6 for an 11.
$1,100 goes in. $2,900. We have eliminated now really 3 go-to-jail spaces. You've got 2 rolls left. You are looking good to finally hit one of those jackpots. So, bad rolls, 5 and 9. And 11 gets you 90,000. 12 gets you 45,000. So, walk away with 2,900 or take what may be your biggest risk yet.
Let's go for it.
He's going. All right, that rock and roller is a rocking and a rolling. Hit that red button when you're ready.
All right, no 5, no 9. I think we'll be all right. No 5, no 9. Roll it.
65 for an 11.
Yeah! Let's go!
So it says 50, but it's actually $90,000. Brandon Scruggs, you are the second person to ever hit our jackpot here on Monopoly. Congratulations. We add that up with what you got in the front game tonight, meaning you are walking away with $99,415 tonight alone. We take that in with what you have won last week. You are now in 6 figures with $114,640. Holy crap. He called his shot and he did it. So of course that means next week we're going to reset everything. We'll be back to our 25 and 50,000, and eventually the music's going to stop. There's nothing I can do to stop it, however. If it was the really good version, this would be the one with James Doe sitting there going, But
we can get that. We can get that on the soundboard if we need to, real quick.
Oh well, trust me, I've got it on my soundboard. But yeah, so Brandon, wow, the second time it has ever happened here on Monopoly. Let's see, the only other person to have done it would be Kyle Hershon in season 2, and I'm confirming. I'm looking on my numbers real quick. Yes, season 2, he did it in episode 14 and walked away with 60,000. So of course, outside of the Tournament of Champions, you are our new 1-game money leader. Most money ever walked away with in one game. Tell me in the moment what is going through your mind.
Just a lot of things. Like, again, being that I deal on a craps table on a regular basis, so knowing the odds of what could be rolled, what couldn't be, was running through my mind the entire time. And I originally was going to try the railroad method, where I just post all the railroads and then maybe something like luxury tax at the end. But I kind of went back and looked at it, and I was like, okay, let me take the first half of this game and try to just see where the token gets to once we get to like the end of 2nd Street.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe see if I could have a chance to win it there. But being that I was able to avoid the bad rolls, and most of them were okay. The only one that worried me is when the 7 came out. I was like, for the one at the B&O Railroad, I was like, okay, this one might be the one that bites me. But odds are still in my favor, so let's try one roll for it. So, and thankfully it worked out. But I was not expecting that 11 on that final roll there, because I was like, okay, I'm going to pass go. There's no way I'm landing on it. I just want to get past it, and I was going to take the 45 and be quite happy with it. But I'm stunned, and I'm like, there's not enough words to describe like the joy that was when I saw the 6 and 5. I was like, oh my God, I actually did it.
Well, and I think I know you talked about that you had a new little theory on where to place the extra go to jail spaces. I'm pretty sure if you find yourself back here again, you're probably going to put them in the same place, correct?
I'm going to consider it, yes.
Yes. Well, Brandon, congratulations again. I know, just a reminder again for everybody out there, the software is not currently set up to be able to display the way we're doing it this season. But yes, Brandon has got the $90,000 progressive jackpot tonight. Fantastic job again. Since he hit that, that's going to take everything back down to its normal numbers. So next week it'll be $25,000 for pass and go and $50 for landing on go. Brandon, congratulations. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but I think the coolest part about the fact is I actually did it in 5 rolls. I didn't need my extra bonus roll that I had earned. So.
And hey, that just makes it that much sweeter. But yeah, congratulations to you. We'll see you back here again next week as you look to get your 3rd win in a row, as you're going for that strive for 5, of course, which could win you an extra special prize. So we'll see you again here next week.
Looking forward to it.
Jason, I don't even know what to say at this point. Wow.
Right. Here he was at the first half of the bonus round with 11s being bad rolls, and then all of a sudden 11 became a good roll, and it got him 90 large.
So very true here, and to think it took us as long as it did to get our first major jackpot winner, and then here we are in this new season where the jackpot is progressive, and we did it in 5 episodes.
What's the record? We ain't got time for that.
You're right. But hey.
Bonanza!
That's right.
Exactly.
But now that means that all we need to do is to get somebody to come on here and own all the monopolies at the end of the game so we can play Millionaires Club.
There you go.
Right? But
that'll take another 25 episodes.
That's right.
Yep.
And another definitely, and yes, another 25 episodes before that happens. But man, we have had a go ahead, Jason.
It's only in live chat says with so much cash, Brandon could host super never mind.
Yes, he maybe he'll add that to the talk about jackpot, but because Canada can use all the help it can get. The 90,000 American, that's got to be somewhere, I don't know, $2-3-4 million Canadian.
Where's John Bronco when you need him?
Right.
125 Canadian, roughly, maybe.
Mine sounds better.
Give it take.
Yeah, the Canadian dollar is horrible. But yeah, so. Man, we've had a great episode again this week. Just like Brandon said earlier in our broadcast tonight, thank all of you for continuing to watch and support the work that's being done here, whether it's coming from Grandma Studios, whether it's coming from MVG Productions, if it's coming from any of these other studios that are putting stuff, Can't Afford Ramen, or whatever it is that he's calling it nowadays. But yes, we're trying to put out one single strand of ramen. Yes, we really try very hard to put out great content for you guys. As we've said, we're putting out live streams 3 days a week now. We hope you're enjoying that. If there's other shows or other people that you would like to see getting out there, whether it's live stream or you'd like to see them put up some content, edited or whatever, let us know. Put it out there in the live chat. Put it in the comments after this video closes out. And trust me, we'll put the pressure on them. We'll get them to get out here too, because let me tell you, we've got so many great content creators out here, and I know there's going to be stuff that comes out to you eventually. I know Travis Coulter, actually off camera here in just a little bit, is going to be doing Password Plus, and I know eventually he'll get that edited up, and I'm sure that'll find its way onto the MVG production channel as well. Okay. He's also
100% believe that.
Well, he's also working on a series of Pyramid, which is going really well. We've got other great content creators here. Gianni Peasy has started with some Scrabble. I know that we're going to be talking to our other MVG and Grandma Studio guy here, Neil Sternitsky, trying to get him to get some stuff going here soon, and plenty more. I know Sunny Scruggs doing a fantastic job in her first season of Goldmine. really, I know Brandon's really proud of her. I know all of us here at MVG is really proud of her. But yeah, make sure that you guys hit that thumbs up, that you like this video. If you don't like the video, let us know. We need to know what is it that you don't like, because we want to make sure that we're providing the content for you that'll keep you coming back for more. Exactly. I know I need to stop. So, and ring that bell for notifications so you know when the next great video is coming out here to you. The next one that you should be seeing will be tomorrow night with the B&E Cup. We should be starting at 11:10 Central. Of course, Jason Myers will be bringing you the Joker's Wild. I'll be bringing you Tic-Tac-Doe, and Travis Coulter will be bringing you Bullseye. So we look forward to seeing you then. But until we come back again next week to go once around the block, who knows? Maybe we'll bust a load and go for the jackpot again. He was Jason Myers. I was Turd Ferguson, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you back here again next week for more Monopoly. Until then, take care, and don't get arrested. Ladies and gentlemen, as the final buzzer sounds and the lights dim on another exciting day, we bid farewell here at MVG Productions, broadcasting from the heart of Sylva, North Carolina. Today we've seen contestants triumph, puzzles unravel, and fortunes change. We hope our game shows brought you thrills, laughter, and maybe a few nail-biting moments. Thank you for being a part of our audience, supporting us, and recognizing the vision of Brandon Scruggs, who owns and operates MVG Productions. Until next time, we leave you with our national anthem. Good night.